Hello, I am Spencer Nielsen of CS Reviews, and it's Sci-Fi Week, day 4 of Sci-Fi Week. It's the week prior to Halloween, and Connor and I are reviewing sci-fi movies. Alright, last time you saw me, I reviewed Ridley Scott's Alien from 1979, and this time I'm reviewing the sequel, James Cameron's 1986 release, Aliens, the sequel to Alien. Okay, before you watch it anymore, there are spoilers. The beginning of this movie is the spoiler to Alien. So, yeah, spoiler alert. Okay, so it's starring Sigourney Weaver, who's reprising her role as Ellen Ripley, the sole survivor of the Nostromo alien incident, which happened the first film. It starts off. She's flying in space and she's found, and when they revive her, they want her to go back because she's been flying through space for 50 years, and the planet with the aliens on them has been colonized. There's an atmosphere on it. It's livable, and then they lost communication with one family, so they want her to go back because she might know something about what has happened. And so they go back there and find a little girl by the name of Newt, the sole survivor of the family that was attacked by an alien.
The whole colony.
What?
She was the sole survivor of the whole colony.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay, so the whole colony gets wiped out by an alien epidemic. And so then Ellen Ripley and this little girl Newt form a mother-daughter bond because Ellen Ripley's daughter died from a cancer or diabetes. Can't remember how, but she died. So this is kind of like her new little girl. Okay, so that's the synopsis. Pros about this movie. Once again, the visuals are amazing. Simply amazing. Now mind you, they aren't perfect. You see, this was in the 80s, so they were experimenting green screen. And so there was this part, I'll stand up, where the big suit that's like all yellow and then has these little clamps to move, like big heavy things. Yes, James Cameron did this again in another movie that, except for this one, was nominated last year for Best Picture. Avatar. So, but then when she's carrying it, she's like, "Where do you want it?" And then, but you can tell it's a green screen, or when they're flying.
Yeah, and the space scenes where they're flying, it kind of looks like a toy.
Yeah, they were experimenting with stuff, so it wasn't perfect. But at the end, the climax with the aliens and the android that they meet, amazing special effects. So, and if you've seen it, you know what I mean. The climax, the special effects were amazing. Excuse me. So, another pro about this movie was the acting. The first part about it, I didn't really get. There's a dream sequence at the beginning because she's having nightmares from this alien attack. So I didn't really get it at first, but you can tell it was a dream, so you're like, oh, I get it now. But the acting overall is just amazing. The little girl plays Newt was terrific, considering she was a little girl, and she was a very strong actress at that too, because they're talking with her like they're gone. She's like, no, they're dead. She's being very serious because she is not taking no junk from nobody. Another pro about this movie is the writing. It is the writing and choreography. The writing is brilliant. The writing itself is kind of suspenseful. The cinematography is is also suspenseful. The way they take the writing and how it mixes with what's going on screen. It's another pro is I found it more more terrifying and more suspenseful and sinister because the first one was spoiled for me by modern culture. So I did not know how this was going to end, so I didn't know what's going on. And I was like, what's going to happen? Another pro is... Okay, oh yeah, back to the special effects. Okay, I'm going to get a little bit of... I'm going to get a lot of junk for this, but personally, as a aspiring filmmaker and like moviegoer, I respected these special effects a lot more than I did in Avatar. There was no CGI. It was all green screen or just handmade stuff. Excuse me. The climax, it was just pure hand-done animatronics, and excuse me, sorry. It was just amazing. Now, it wasn't better because, as I said, the green screen effects weren't the greatest and they didn't have CGI. Because in Avatar, in my opinion, it looked too cartoony to be like considered real life.
Yeah, it was too real. It was so real it was fake.
Yeah, and this one, it just looks like an average, like, marine kind of mission. Now, the cons about this movie... This movie's hard to find cons about it. Do you have any cons, Connor?
There was probably one or two times where I did feel that the aliens popped out too much.
Yeah. The pop-out factor.
I mean, it works for most of the time, but at the end, you're expecting it and not anticipating it.
Yeah. Like in Alien, there is one pop-out, right, Con?
2 or 3.
Well, there's one real pop-out, and then at the end, there's that, oh my gosh, but it's not that pop-out.
Okay.
Because there's like one pop-out in
Yeah.
Alien.
And also, they kill they kill aliens like they kill zombies in zombie movies. I mean, they kill it easily.
Yes, that's it. I didn't get that when I was watching. Wait, in the first one, it was so hard to kill this thing. Probably because they didn't know, because it was just lurking in the shadows and their ship was so dark that they didn't really know where to find it. And most of them were unarmed. But you're right. Sometimes they killed aliens like way too much. Like, what's that guy's name? The main Marine's name?
The manly chick?
No. The guy she's with, not with, but that they're that at the end he's like, don't worry, princess, me and my team of bad are gonna protect you. You don't need to worry about no fictional alien. That guy, the main marine guy that befriends Ellen Ripley, where they're in the elevator and he's like, and you see the aliens going, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, I didn't know that they were that easy to kill. I'm not saying that they are easy, but another pro. The face huggers, you find out in the first one that they have acid blood, so you can't just like cut it off, because it might damage the ship or everything around it. But when they were shooting at that alien, that scene, the blood was acid, and you see like hit his arm, and you see like psss.
That's a con?
No, I said no, pro. So I thought that was pretty awesome too. So yeah, cons, there was one or two too many pop-outs, and the child in danger, watch the Siskel and Ebert review of this, they said they had a problem with that, the climax, that Newt is in peril for like 15 minutes, and that it's just kind of like gimmicky, but it's not really gimmicky. It kind of helps it out, because, okay, it's from the 80s, you know the kid's gonna be alright. but it's to kind of show you that how Ellen Ripley feels about this girl and how it's a bond. But cons, not too lot of them. Okay, in conclusion, this has to be the second greatest sequel ever made, in my opinion. Sci-fi sequel. I haven't seen the Godfather movies yet, but the first one you'll find out later. But it's because this movie wasn't better than the original. It was as good as the original. They were different, but they both worked and they played off each other very well.
I think it's the two different directors.
Yeah.
They're the same atmosphere but different tones.
Yes. There you go. So, in retrospect, I would say that this movie, I will give it I'll give it a 96% out of 100, a 9.6 stars, and 9.6 divided by 2.
You said 9.6 stars.
Oh, 9.6 out of 10, and
however many out of 5.
yeah, and how many stars out of 5? But yes, it's a terrific movie. Go check these movies out. Another con. They at the where they're being invaded at that one part. They're like, we're being surrounded. They're only 5 meters away. Why aren't they in the room? Then they find out where they are, and then they start getting them. They're all like, "Oh, come here, you blinky blink 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 you blink blink blink. Oh, blink blink." It's like kind of like an action picture, almost like a comic relief. That was kind of another con, but based on like today's standards, that's kind of the language people would be throwing if that happened. So, yeah, this movie is terrific. Go check it out if you can. So, yeah, it's a 96 out of 100, 9.6 out of 10. I'm Spencer Nielsen of CS Reviews, signing out.